best entertainment on the earth. Tune in for Comics with Perch.
Hey everybody, this is Perch, and let's talk about comic reviews and why we need more of them. So I got this mail asking a question, which I think is a question not really intended for this channel, but it gives me a chance to talk about comic reviews, so we're going to do it. So let me read this question because I get this a lot, and this may reflect some of what you're thinking. So let's see if it does. It says, hey, good day. I discovered your channel mid last year and believe you to be one of the most neutral comic tubers out there. I believe they call that fence sitter, sir, if you will. Recently, I have been debating whether I should join YouTube as a comic manga reviewer. I do not have any experience in the comic industry. Good. I don't know anyone and don't want to. That's also good. I came back to comics in Rebirth and dropped it in the year of the villain, DC fanboy. Do you think it's worth it to join and just give my opinion on the current comic climate, or just joining YouTube in general? So it depends on what you want out of it. If you want money, the answer is no. There's not money here. I mean, there's some money here, I guess, if you really get a lot of things going. I think that I'm not optimizing anything on what I do, so I'm not making much money, but you could. I've heard anecdotally, people who can get up to six figures of YouTube subscribers can make, $3,000-$4,000 if they're pushing really hard and they get tons of views. That's not bad, but that's very hard to get up to that level. And then that also includes, and then you get into doing super chats if you're doing that kind of stuff where people can give you money, you can make some money there. I don't know. Here's a good way to kind of assess it. If money is your game, go watch some live stream that somebody's doing, like the Comic Aficionados one that Thinking Critical does. And then you can see from the replay the super chats that come in. You can see the dollar amount. And just sit through one of them, grab your calculator, add them up. That's what you can expect if you have about the subs that Wes does, putting in multiple years of work into YouTube and building up that audience and finding a time where you can get a couple hundred viewers into the live streams. And is it worth it to you? It's a lot of work. Is that good money return? For me, no. But it might be worth it for you. So it's really there's not a wrong answer. There's not a right answer. It's whatever's worth it to you. So if you want the money, go for it. But don't expect a lot. So if your goal is, hey, should I do this YouTube because I want to make some cash? I'm starting out fresh. Just know it's temper your expectations. It's going to be a long haul. And there's a lot of people doing comic reviews, and many of those channels get, 100 subs, very little. They don't get very far. And there are some people who are really, really working at it. The trap I think people make when they look at YouTube in terms of subs and growth and money and all that kind of stuff is they go in there, they look at people who've got 100,000 subscribers, 200,000 subscribers, a million subscribers, like, wow, I could be like them. And just understand that, that's the 0.001% of channels out there, and most of them are well below that. And you don't get monetized until you get to 1,000 subscribers and a certain amount of view time. So it's just, if money is your gig, you're gonna have a bad time, is my feeling. But your mileage may vary, whatever you want. If, however, you just want to kind of have fun, do some reviews, put some stuff out there, then I would say, yeah, go for it. Why not? Particularly, you said, talk about the current comic climate. It's really, is it satisfying to you or not? I would say, do you have something unique to say? If you're going to say the same thing that you see a lot of other videos saying, then you're not likely to break out of the shell and kind of get what you want out of it. So, have something unique to say. But if you're going to do comic reviews, if you're just literally going to pick up a comic and talk about it and do that, so understand two things. One, it's going to take a long time for you to get traction, for people to actually build up and start watching your stuff. But two, I want you to succeed. I hope you do, because I think we need more comic reviews out there, more honest to goodness comic reviews. If I had more time, I would certainly do more comic reviews myself. I think those are fun. They are some of the lowest viewed videos that I do. They don't tend to bring in the hits, but they are fun to do. I like doing them. The challenge is I do a lot of videos while I'm driving around, and I can successfully say that I'm driving safely with the headset doing the video like I am right now. If I was also reviewing a comic while I was driving, I don't think with a straight face I could say I was remotely being safe. But maybe we'll try it someday. But anyway, I think we need more reviews. Two reviews in general, so YouTube or otherwise. Um, we badly need more of them because a lot of the reviews out there are very, they're like paid promotional ads because in a large way they are. What's often happening with a lot of comic reviews is that the reviewer is getting the comic for free. They're getting a comp copy. And then the pressure is on. Even though there's nothing in the agreement to say, hey, we gave you this thing for free, now you have to review it well. There is an implicit, unspoken agreement that if you review it badly, you're not going to get more free comics. And for a lot of people who are doing this, or I don't know about a lot of people, but a number of people who are doing this, the only reason they are doing this is to get the free comics. The reason they're doing the review is to get the free books. So if they post a negative review and they no longer get a free book, then they no longer get a free book. So they're not going to post a negative review. So as a result, you get these reviews that are very, very vacant. I think is probably the best way to put it. So I think we can do better than that. Is the answer. Go out there, do some reviews, be honest with it. So I think when you're doing comic reviews, you have a choice of either going shill, in which case you could get some free books for yourself, or you could go, just your own unique, honest opinion, in which case it's going to take a while, but if you stick at it for a year doing comic reviews, eventually you will build up to a decent following because people are hungry for that stuff. You need to consistently do it every week. If you do it for a little while and then take like 2 months off and then try to do it again, it will never really grow because you haven't established to the audience that you're trying something and they can come back every week reliably and get something out of it. Or your third route is go for the entertainment, and this is where like you fold up a comic and put it inside a watermelon and smash it with a hammer or something. I don't know. You can go that route. I think if you're talking kind of marketing 101, if you're trying to make a name for yourself in YouTube or doing reviews or whatever else, you got to bring something very unique to the table. And maybe that's, you have a system where if the comic is good, then it goes in a frame. And if the comic is bad, you blow it up with dynamite. I don't know, man. You're the idea guy. Go for it. But I would like to see more comic reviews. And I open up the question to the people who are listening to this right now. Wouldn't that be nice if we had, imagine if there was like 12 independent sites doing, blog entries or videos, whatever it happened to be, but they were doing comic reviews. Every week there were comic reviews. One of the things I liked about IGN, once upon a time, is they had reviews of all the comics that came out that week. At least for the big guys. They did not do it for the indies, and that was not right, but they did it for the big guys. Unfortunately, a lot of these reviews were extremely shilly, and they got more so. They used to be a little bit more authentic and honest, and then they went pretty full shill. But I missed that site because you could go in, and what I would do is I'd read the comics on Wednesday or Thursday, and then I'd go to the site and I'd say, I wonder what other people thought, and they all be there. Like you could find the comic you read very quickly, and you could read the review. When the new Tip 52 was coming out, IGN was kind of all over it. And they were doing reviews of everything DC was doing, and it was enjoyable. And then at some point, DC started paying them, and the reviews got all very, very glowing for everything, and it was less enjoyable, but it was good while it lasted, or at least wasn't bad while it lasted. So I hope somebody will do that. Will you do that? Would you read that or view that? Imagine just a channel. It doesn't talk about the culture war, doesn't talk about why manga's selling for the 18th time. It's just comic reviews, and it came out like clockwork. A day or two after the new comics dropped. Would that be exciting to you? Yes or no? I'm curious. I'm maybe I'm the only one. So we'll let the community here decide, and then you can decide if it's worth it. But there you go. Comic reviews. We need more of them. So please do it. Thanks for listening.